Welcome back to Coding the Sounds of Music. In this video, we're going to learn about musical notes, and we're going to learn how many beats each note gets. In the last video, we learned how to calculate how many seconds are in a beat, and in this video, we will learn how many beats are in a note and therefore how many seconds there are for the different notes quarter, half, and whole. At this time, get your TI Innovator Hub connected to your TI Nspire CX2 calculator and navigate your calculator using your ClickPad to page 2.12 where you'll find Activity 3 Background. Pause your video now and resume once you're there. When a composer writes a song, they record their song on a piece of paper that has a musical staff drawn on it. They then place notes on the staff, and this is how musicians read the song that the composer has written. We're going to learn about 3 musical notes in this video. The first is the quarter note, and also the half, and lastly the whole. In each of these notes, there are a certain number of beats that are assigned to the note. You'll recall from the previous video that a beat is a period of time that gets the tap of the foot according to the tempo of the song. Most songs have a tempo of about 120 beats per minute, and that's how quickly you would tap your foot. The composer and the musicians know that the different notes, quarter, half, and whole, each get a certain number of beats. And since we can calculate how long a beat lasts, we can also calculate how long a particular note lasts. And so it's the note that tells the musician how long to play a particular tone. The quarter note gets 1 beat of time, while the half note gets 2 beats, and the whole note gets 4 beats. So when a musician sees a quarter note, they know that it should just get 1 tap of the foot, while a half note would get 2 and a whole would get 4 taps. So a whole note would last longer than a quarter note by 4 times. Let's go to the next page to learn how to calculate how long a quarter note lasts in seconds, or how long a half note lasts in seconds, or for that matter a whole note. So to switch pages, I'm going to go to Control and ClickPad to the right. So here's an example. It says to play a quarter, half, or whole note, multiply the beat time by the number of beats for the note. So for example, A4 played for 440 Hertz. Remember that's what we did in the last challenge. We played A4 for 1 beat. If we were to do a half note at 100 beats per minute, the first thing we would do is calculate how long the beat lasts. Well, remember our formula, 60 divided by the number of beats per minute. So 0.6 is how long the beat lasts. Then we remember the definition of a half note. It's 2 beats. So I'm going to take 2 times the time for 1 beat, which is 0.6 seconds. So 2 times 0.6 is 1.2 seconds. So how would we code that? Well, we put in sound tone 440. So this is just what we did in the last challenge. And we use a time interval of 1.2 seconds. And then we put that sleep in there to give it time to do it. So this is going to play tuning A for a half a note. Hey, we're getting pretty close to being able to code music now. So let's go to the next page and we'll see a simulation of the three notes, the quarter, half, and whole, played one after the other. Listen for how long each note lasts. And notice the calculation is shown on the screen so you can follow along. Let's navigate to the next page. Control, ClickPad to the right. And here are instructions for the simulation. It shows the three different notes that we just talked about, how to code them, and how long they last. So listen carefully and notice how the quarter note is short, the half note is twice as long, and the whole note is 4 times longer than the quarter note, or twice as long as the half note. Pay attention to the calculation at the bottom, and this will help you when we start coding. Let's go to the next page. Control, ClickPad to the right. I'm going to press Control R to run the simulation, and I'm going to listen carefully to each note and notice how long it lasts. I'm also going to be looking at the code at the bottom to try to remember how to write each note in Python. At this point, pause your video after I start my simulation and you run it yourself, and you may want to even run it a second time by pressing Control R so you can really study the differences between the three notes. So I'm going to run mine now. Remember, when the simulation has finished, to press Enter one more time to exit back to the shell. Did you notice how the quarter note gets 1 beat, the half note gets 2 beats, and the whole note gets 4? Did you also notice at the bottom how the calculation for each note is completed? I hope you now have a better understanding of those symbols that are written on sheet music. I also hope that you know how to calculate how long to play a tone for in Python and how long to use a sleep so that that note can be played in your song. Well, this concludes this video. Please stay tuned for the next video, Challenge 4. I'll see you there.